Hi there, Jack. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting this essay for you. I'm very happy to see that you have selected to write an essay for us in order to prepare for IELTS. Great work. Let's take a look now and see what you said about this topic. It's about whether prisoners are the best people to talk to teenagers about crime. So let's see what you said, okay? There has been a profound number of juvenile crime rates in many countries in recent years. One of several approaches reducing these phenomenon is to open the opportunity for ex-prisoners who can share their experience with young people in order to act as a deterrent crime in the future. Personally, I think that this method is beneficial for both individuals and society as a whole. All right, so one thing that I liked about this is that you do include your position here. You told us your opinion. You said personally you think this is beneficial. So that's good. Okay. But there are a couple of other problems here that we have to talk about. The first one is grammar. There were a lot of grammatical mistakes throughout the introduction. And keep in mind that the introduction is the examiner's first kind of first impression of your writing, and so you want to make a strong impression. It's where the examiner is kind of gauging where your writing is. Is it a 6? Is it a 7? So it's kind of creating a first impression, so you want that impression to be solid. So that's one thing. The other thing is that there is, how can I say this? There is a key word in this prompt, okay, that in the minds of many examiners, if you answer it properly, it's what separates a good essay from a really good essay. And the word here is best. It says it is often argued that these are the best people to talk to teenagers, okay? So not only if they're good, not only if they're beneficial, but if they are in fact the best people. Okay, and an answer that can directly respond to that is going to be one that, if everything else, goes well, it will probably get a better score for task achievement. Why am I telling you this? Because you didn't refer to this best. You said that I think this method is beneficial. Okay, so yes, it's on topic, but you haven't really quite grasped what it is they've asked you, because if you say that, you know, they're beneficial, we don't know. Okay, great. Yeah, but is it the best? Are they the best people? Okay, they could be beneficial, yet you might think that somebody else might be better. Okay, so in the way that you've answered this, you haven't really let us know whether you do in fact think they're the best or not. Okay, let's take a look at some of that grammar. You can't say a profound number of rates. That doesn't make sense in English. So let's change it around a little. So there has been a profound number of juvenile, there's been a profound, no, let's change that too. There has been a profound increase of juvenile crimes in many countries in recent years. One of several approaches to reduce this phenomenon, THIS phenomenon, is to open the opportunities for ex-prisoners who can share their experience with young people as a deterrent in the future. I don't even have written crime. Okay? And then, personally, I agree that this is the best method for both individuals and society. Okay? All right, let's move on because we spent a lot of time on that introduction. First, the argument readily assumes that due to a considerable growth of crime, again, not rates, in youths, many authorities have profound difficulties to control this situation, which in turn results in, that doesn't work, turmoil society. That's not an expression that is a collocation, so you have to replace it with something else. I don't understand entirely what you're trying to tell us here. I also want to remind you that even though the word profound is nice, you don't want to overuse it. I saw it here and now I've seen it here. So be careful with reusing some of this vocabulary, especially some of those words that kind of stick out. So, therefore, a better way to reduce this problem is to launch youth education programs, the other way around. So, is to launch youth education programs where ex-inmates impart the difficulties they faced in prison. For example, Pat Napat, who was the most famous idol in Thailand in the late 80s, was sentenced with drug addiction. No, I think he was sentenced for something else, but he was sentenced for drug possession, for drug use, but not for the addiction. Once he was released from the jail, once he was released from jail, he joined to educate young children in many schools about life in jail. As a result, this seems to be a positive sign to inspire many pupils to prevent committing a crime. Okay. So let's talk about this paragraph a little bit. I have to be honest with you, and I didn't really understand the purpose of the first sentence. It didn't, basically, let's try it a different way. The first sentence in your paragraph is called a topic sentence, and it's supposed to kind of guide the reader so that he or she understands what you're going to cover in this paragraph. So when I read the first sentence of your paragraph, I should say to myself, oh, okay, Jack in this paragraph is going to talk about this. And so it's kind of like a roadmap, really. Okay. So if you look at this sentence, it doesn't tell us that, you're going to talk about why ex-convicts are the best people. There's nothing here that kind of gives that away for us. Does that make sense? So it's not really a very strong topic sentence. But then the rest of it, okay, you talked about this person. So not only was this person an ex-convict, but he's also famous from what I understood. So that might have helped as well. Okay, let's move on. Nevertheless, the argument can further be accepted by considering other benefits of educating. The argument can further be accepted by considering other benefits, okay, of educating young children by these former convicts. It would not be exaggerating to say that when they are free from prison, without the, it is generally believed that most ex-prisoners without of may struggle to find some jobs. Therefore, if they can be a good role model to teach the young generation, it can not only provide them with income from a coach's fee, but also it can help them develop a sense of pride when they help other people. In this essence, the mass benefit of coaching young people by those who are released from jail is beyond any doubt. All right, I actually like that paragraph quite a bit. I had a little trouble with the first some of the grammar here, but actually it's fine. And this is a far clearer, far better organized paragraph. Okay. The answers seem better linked together, and I actually think this is a nice strong paragraph. So that was good. In conclusion, I am of the opinion that it's far more beneficial for former prisoners to share their life experience in a prison with children so that the youths can learn. That doesn't work, mistaken lessons. Can learn from their mistakes, or can learn lessons from their mistakes, which can eventually help them to avoid undesirable actions in the future. Okay, fine. Okay, so the takeaway here is that I liked this paragraph. I thought it was fine. I thought it was so strong, actually, not just fine. I thought it was strong. I thought this was fine. I told you the issues here. I didn't think this was, I thought this had some problems, primarily with the topic sentence, and then with some of the stuff you said in the middle. Let's see, some of the grammar was a little problematic. Okay, so, I mean, it's a nice attempt, but it's certainly, not an attempt without some issues. So what I want to do, Jack, is actually encourage you to continue working with us so we can help you overcome some of these issues, help you, get a really strong, really cohesive, solid essay. And also, I'd like to see what you're doing with your task one, of course, because that, regardless of whether it's general or academic, has presents a bunch of other issues. So I'd like to see more work from you. If you enjoyed this feedback and would like to continue working with us, um, I'd love to continue working with you. So hopefully we'll see more work from you. We'll see more essays, and I want to wish you lots and lots of luck.